This is Irontrader, and this is Turnaround Tuesday. Now I'm looking at the old Nasdaq futures here, down about 97. Now it looks like they signed a deal here on opening up the government again, and I think we had a nice good rally yesterday. Hope you took some profits, and we'll see how this all shakes out here today. Okay, we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell, stock, about ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have something a little bit different today. We're going to have Bitcoin here. We have the Ethereum right here on the right-hand side. Okay, now you can see here all these charts are pretty similar kind of a situation here. Okay, so if you're trading either one, should be able to get a pretty good comparison. Okay, so here we are here with the old Bitcoin. Now you can see here how we held this bottom really nice. Held at 99,250. Last Friday we came in there at 99,425, and then we ran right into that 200-day. Now yesterday she jumped up, but again we're holding right at that 8-day, and today you can see how it came right down and held that 8-day 104,884 so far. Okay, now if we lose that, we want to go to yesterday's low. That's 104,565. That's your gap. And then we have the fill over here at 104,220 level, but we have the old 200-day sitting right there at 104,293. That is going to be your downside situation. Now, again, if we lose that, all we have to do is just go to the left of the chart, okay? Then what we do is we just take this bad boy right over here. What we're looking for is right in this area right here, okay? But what we're going to be coming down to here is this is going to be the very key level. It's going to be right here is this 99.90. Now, we do have support right here. If we start losing that 200-day, we have nice support right there going on at 101,390, and we have support there at that let me see what we're looking at here. Okay, at that 108.15. But this is the key level that we need to hold at 99.90 on a closing basis. You can see here so far we're holding 99.250, so it's holding up very, very nicely. Okay, so on the upside here, what we're really watching is we watched yesterday's high. Okay, at 107.30. We watched today's high, 107.900. But this is going to be the key level right here at that 108.422 level. Now, you can see how this 8-day was falling down, but now look and see how that 8-day might possibly curl up. If it can hold that 200, as long as it doesn't cross over that 200-day, that would be very, very good to keep this price like a sideways action and then maybe rally this bad boy right on up, okay? Now, what we're really looking for, I say, is that 21-day. That's going to be very, very key. But if you get above that, then what we'll do is we'll look right to the bottom here at that 109, 300 level. We can look to the bottom of that candle here, 109,820. And then we're going to start right up at the top of that candle at 111,290. We come up here at 111,630 level. Then we come up to the top of that candle at 111,795. And then we're looking for that 112,839 level. That's your 50-day. And then we have the 100-day right above that at 113,665 level. Okay, so a lot of very strong resistance. However, now the price is above the 8-day and the 200-day, which is very, very good. It's a lot better than it's below all the simple moving average. The key is going to be a closing above this 8-day, and we can have a possible nice run to that 50-day and maybe even at 100-day. Now, we get above that, then we're going to be heading right for this price channel. Now, you can see how this price channel came right down. Now it leveled off here very, very nicely. 116,570 a level, which is basically just the top of that candle. Okay, see how nice that is? This was that tweezer top, and then we sold off. Now, one thing I just want to point out is we have a high, a lower high, and a lower high. So we do have a descending situation going on here. Okay, so always look at that low. Okay, so we have low, lower low, and a lower low. So just remember that we put lines on there. We have a descending channel going on here. Now, to break that is you first of all got to start above that 21-day, 50-day, 100-day. Get back above in this level right here, that 116, then we can start heading right for that 127,240. Now, RSI, we're only sitting here at 44. That's not overbought, oversold, but I like what's going on here. So we're at the bottom, see, because when that green crosses that over that red, that shows momentum to the downside, and that's exactly what we have. Now, if we get that green to cross over that red, then this here would push that price up nicely. So for today, this is what you're watching, is that 21-day on the upside, that 8-day on the downside. If we lose that 8-day, we can have the gap to fill, and we're looking for right here for that 200-day at 104,294. Okay, now here's Ethereum. You can see here is pretty much the same kind of a situation, except a little bit different. Okay, so what it is exactly the same, but different. Okay, but anyway, so what we're looking for here is we're looking to hold this 8-day at that 35.20. That's going to be key. And then we go to yesterday's low at 35.14. There's your gap. And then we look to the top of that candle at 34.85 gap. And then we have your fill level, okay? Then we come down to the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 32.56. And then we look down to the bottom there, 32.02. And then we'll come down here at 31.78, and then we have your big retest down here going on there at 30.73, and then your 200-day at 30.63. That is going to be your downside action. Now, upside here, so far we have what they call an inside day. Your high and lows inside of the previous day. So we're looking for yesterday's high, 36.70. And if we can get above that level, then we can come right into that 21-day. So when you look at this 36.70, you say, well, geez, why did it stop there? All you got to do is look right to the left of the chart here. You got 36.60. And then we come up here, look at the bottom there, look at that 36.74 level, and then we come there at that 36.85. So see, you can see the resistance going on here with this candle, and this candle, and you can see where it went like right into the situation. So you have to break that, and then your target's going to be that 21-day, and then maybe even that 100 SMA. Now we get above that, then we'll come to the top of this candle right there, that 39 level. We'll come up there at 39.56, and then we come up there at that 41 level, and then we'll be shooting for that 41.21 level is that 50-day. Now, this is very similar to Bitcoin, where you have a high, and lower high, low, lower low, lower low. So we're downtrending in this situation. We have to get back above these simple moving averages and possibly even above that 43.01 to reverse that and take this back to the upside. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver, okay? Nice. Look how nice that is, okay? So I jumped into GLD yesterday, and I'm still long on the GLD. For the reason is because it closed above this 21 SMA. I'm still long the SLD because we closed above that 21 SMA. So when we're down here doing this consolidation, I said, watch that 21-day because how many times it hit it, but once we close above, then I'll jump in that SLD. I'm a little bit late. Doesn't make no difference. Okay, now I'm looking here to go up there to do that retest at 53.76. Let's take a look here at gold here first. Okay, so on the downside, this is what we're watching is that 40.98 level. Okay, that's going to be very, very key. Then we lose that, we'll come right to the top of there at 40.59 level. Okay, then we'll be looking for that 8-day at 40.28. That's going to be very key. Now you look at this 8-day, see how it crossed over. Now it looks like it wants to swoop right back up here. We crossed above that 21-day. That's very, very bullish. It'll take this price higher. So on the downside, just watch that 21-day, watch that 8-day, very, very key. If we lose that, your big target's going to be that 50-day, and then we have to retest that 39.01. Okay, now upside. Okay, so we're watching today's high, 41.55 level. Okay, so what we're looking just to the left of the chart, 41.59 is next. Okay, then next is going to be 41.71, and then 41.75. That's going to be your next level. Okay, then we come right to the bottom there. You got 41.96. We come down here. You're looking at 42.29 level. Then we can venture up to this 43.46, and then we're going to be looking for that 43.98. So as long as we're holding this 21-day, I'm long the GLD. Okay, that's it. Because see, when we're down here, okay, yeah, did I miss it from the 8-day there? Yeah, who cares? No big deal. We're going to go and maybe take this bad boy higher, okay? So that's all about trading, okay? So wait for the trade to come to you where you feel like, say, I can make a profit. Always look at risk to reward. That's the key. So we had that nice sideways consolidation. Now she's rallying up here. And now the price is above all your simple moving averages. Look how nice that is, okay? So bottom line here, just look to the left of the chart, 41.59, 41.71, 41.75. Those are your next targets, okay? That's going to be there on the upside. Now, we're only sitting here at 59. You got plenty of room to run. The green is below your red. We're going to possibly have a nice, good crossover here, which shows good momentum there to the upside. So we had the consolidation, huge run up, consolidation. Now I think we're ready back for the retest. Now, if it does get to this area here, 43.98, we have to see what it does. Okay, does it blast through? Does it double top? Does it go sideways? That's the key. We close above that 43, 49. Obviously, you're going to go to 4,400, but I think you're going to go right towards that 4,500 there. Very easy there on the old gold. Okay, silver. Now, you can see here where this green is pretty much crossed over that red here, so it shows good, very good momentum. The same thing. We had this bear flag, another bear flag, and consolidation all the way through. Look how nice that consolidation is. Now, look at here, we're above that 21-day. Now we're looking to go higher. So today's high, we had 51.02 level, okay? So next level is going to be right at the bottom of that candle, okay? 51.19, that's going to be your next target. And then we'll come up here, you got 51.61. Then we have 51.83 level. Then we'll be working yourself right up to that 52.63 and then 53.76. We crack this, we're going to head for that 55 level. That's what we're looking for. But again, let's wait and see if it does get in that area. What is the reaction? Okay, does it double top? Does it put it in a lower high? Does it blast through? Does it close above? That's the key, the reaction to what that 53.76 is. Okay, on the downside, just watch that 21-day long, as long as we're holding that 21-day at 49.05. We lose that, you're going to come right down to that 8-day, and then we have that 50-day, and then we have your retest down here at that 45.51. Now, we're only sitting here at 62. You got plenty of room to run. The green looks like it wants to cross over that red. So right now, silver is looking very, very good after the bear flags and that nice consolidation. Okay, let's take a look here at crude oil. All right, here we have crude oil, and it's hanging in very tough. Now, you look at this chart, you got a high, lower high, lower high. We have a downtrending situation, okay? However, you can see how nice it's holding in right here on these simple moving averages, okay? So yesterday we had that like a indecision candle, same way here, same way here. However, we're holding that 8-day nice, okay? So this is the key on the downside. You want to hold 60.25. We lose that, you want to hold that 21-day at 59.69. Okay, so you can see how nice that is holding the whole situation here with that 8-day and 21. Now, again, if we start losing that 21-day, then we'll come to the bottom of that candle right there at that 58.83 level. Then we'll come right to the top of this candle here at that 58.08. And then we have 57.34. You've got 56.35. And then we have your retest at 55.96. Now, the API numbers will be out today at 4:30. And we'll see how that, if we have what kind of supply and demand that we have. And then the EIA report will be at 10:30 on Wednesday. All right. Now, upside here. Realistically, what we're looking for is that 50-day, 61.38. That's what you're looking for. Okay, that's what we're looking to here to trade. Now, got to respect it because look at there. Okay, into it, above it, and then right into it again. But you couldn't close above it. That's the key. The key is closing above that 50-day. If we do, we'll hit that price channel at that 62.59. Then we have your 100-day at 63.47. Then your 200 days, and then we have right here the top of that candle at 66.42. Okay, so right now, nothing has really changed. It just, for me, I trade the UCO for the long, SCO for the short, but very, very small kind of a trades going on here right now. Okay, so you got to be very, very patient. This time of the year is really not, for crude oil. But again, overall, I think it's hanging in very, very good. I thought by now we'd be at least retest that 55.96 level, but we're holding in very, very nicely. Now, when we look at this pattern, we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and we have a right shoulder. Okay, now this right shoulder is carrying on a little bit too far here, but again, if it does do a flip ski, okay, then what we do is that's your top. That's what you're looking for then is that 66.42. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Here we have natural gas. Very, very nice run. Okay, you have a low, higher low, higher low, higher low situation and a nice series of higher highs. Now, we got here all the way up to that 4.50. Okay, so all we have to do is look right to the left of the chart here. What do we have? 4.51. That was going to be your target. Came pretty much right there. Now, if you can rally back above that, then your next target is going to be 455. Then we have 458, and then we had the top of there at that 490. Okay, that is going to be your upside level, right? But again, we have to go there and clear this 442 level. That's going to be the key, and that's basically this candle right here. If you just look at the top of that candle, it's 442. Okay, so that's what we have to get and close above. Then we can start hitting the rest of these candles. Okay, now on the downside, you can see how nice this 8-day is holding at 4.29. Okay, now we lose that, we'll come down to this area here, looking at that about that 418 level. Okay, that's what you're looking at, and then we'll come down here to the bottom of that candle at that 408, and then we'll come down here at that 401 level. Then we'll look to the top of this candle. You're looking at that 386, and then we have that roughly 375 level, which is the gap. We have a fill all the way down here at 343. But we have that 21-day that's moving up nicely at 370. We have the top of this candle at that 358. And then we have your 200-day sitting right there at that 346 level. But right now, the key is going to be holding this 8-day on a closing basis. That's going to be key. If we start losing that, then we can come down to this area. But right now, we have this nice consolidation going on here. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's overbought, but this is that contract roll. It kind of throws the charts off a little bit here. Okay, so always remember that. But just if this does sell off, we do have that gap and that fill. Not saying that's where it's going to go, but a lot of times it will go to that gap at that 375 level. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to go into the fill, but a lot of times it'll go to that gap. But as that 21-day moves up, that's going to be very good. Now, 8-day, this is still looking very, very good. Here we just have this sideways consolidation. So right now here, this is 429. We're holding it very, very nicely. Okay, so right now we just watch 429 on the bottom, and we're going to be watching that 450 there on the top. Okay, that's what I got for. I'll be back here midday trading, and we'll take a look here at some stocks and see what's going on. I should say right now the Nasdaq's futures are down about 92, and so we got to see how that shakes out. But I took some profits yesterday. I always look for a turnaround Tuesday. Okay, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.